Hello my dear students, in this lecture we will see how practically the centerline marking is done on the ground. So we'll see that with the help of a video. So before that we'll understand how the footing layout looks, and then we'll see the complete video of this. Yeah, so this is a plan. You can see the footing layout here. So whatever I'm explaining, just concentrate only on those part, right? So we'll start with this. Yeah. Yeah, so you can see we already understood that A, B, C, D are the grid lines, and here also it's the same grid lines, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all these are the horizontal grid lines. So first understand what I'm trying to tell. So in the real video, first I'll explain you on the drawing what actually they are going to do it on this side, okay, because it's quite difficult for you to understand each step over there. So just concentrate here and then we'll see the video. Yeah, so practically on the site what is happening, the laborers or the contractor, what is trying to do is this is a benchmark, I mean not the benchmark, this is a point for me. So he's going to keep the stone wherever the center line are there. Okay, now first stone he's going to keep it here. After that he's going to measure from here to here what is the distance. Now you can see what is the distance from here to here. Can you tell me the distance? So distance from this center to this center, what is the distance? It is already mentioned here. You can see what is mentioned here. It is mentioned as 17 feet. You can see it's mentioned 17 feet 4.5 inch, right? So practically on the site they are going to measure that with the help of a tape, and then they are going to keep the second stone somewhere here. Okay, done. Next they are going to keep one more stone here because your third grid line is here. Then they are going to keep one more stone here. Then they are going to keep one more stone here, and then they are going to keep one more stone here. Now how exactly they are going to take care of the center to center distance? So whenever they keep the stone, right, over the stone they are going to nail. Okay, they are going to place a nail over that. Let me place a nail. Okay, so this nail will indicate the center to center distance. You can see this nail. Okay, so this nail will indicate the center to center distance. Is it clear? So I've done it on one side. In the same way they are going to do it on the other side. Other side in the sense even here also, right? See, this is A, right? So I'm going to keep one stone here. I'm gonna keep another stone here, another stone here. Again the distance is already, you can see, 4 feet half inch, 5 feet 8 inch, 4 feet half inch. Then next stone I'm going to keep it here. This is 14 feet 6 inch. This much things are clear. Once you keep all the stones, next what we are supposed to do, next we are supposed to tie that with the help of a dory, or we call it as a string. So what you are supposed to do from here, okay, let me do it on the other side as well. Quickly do that. Yeah, okay, I'll do it here as well. Here also you'll keep the stone, and even on this side also you're going to keep the stone. 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, and this is 5. Yeah, done. All the stones are kept, and you have nailed it. With the help of a nail you are going to do the marking. That will be a center, and accordingly you are going to do the adjustment. Just in case if you're feeling you're not able to understand, don't worry. By the end of this lecture you will be in a position to understand that, right? So that much confidence you can have on this lecture. So now from here to here I'll tie a dory, that is a line dory. From here to here I'll tie it. From here to here I'll tie it. From here to here I'm gonna tie it. From here to here I'll tie it. Okay, and from here to here I'll tie it. Next what you're supposed to do, from here to here, and then from here to here. Wherever this grid lines, you can see these dotted lines, no, these are the grid lines. Over that you are same practically on the site you are going to do that here, and then finally here, right? So this much things you're supposed to do. Then once you do that, then you have to check, that is, see, actually what you're supposed to do, you have to check whether the line whatever you put, no, exactly they're matching the dimensions or not. Next what they're supposed to do is they'll make use of this 3, 4, 5 method. So I'll write it here. They'll make use of this 3, 4 and 5 method. That means we have studied during our school days about the Pythagoras theorem, isn't it? If I try to do that Pythagoras theorem here, how shall I? Yeah. Yeah, So if this is 3 for me, if this is 3, and if this is 4, then what will be this particular size? It will be 5, isn't it? How it is 5? You have to apply Pythagoras, that is square root. I'll write square root in this way. Square root of how much you are supposed to do? 3 square. I'll write 3 square. Yeah, let me do in this way. 3 into 3, okay? 3 square is 3 into 3 plus 4 into 4. How much it comes out to be? So if you do it manually, how much it comes out? 3 3s are 9, and 9 plus 4 4s are 16. So 9 plus 16 comes out to be 25. And what is the under root? Under root in the sense square root. Square root of 25 comes out to be 5, isn't it? So that is why we call this as a 3 4 5 method. So 3 4 and 5. So next what these people do, they'll tie a small string. They'll tie a small string anywhere. So let me tie a small string here. I'll tie a small string here. Okay, I'll tie on small string here, and this distance I'm going to measure. It will be my, okay, then I'm going to keep one more string here, one more string here. Okay, a small piece of thread is enough for you, okay, to do it roughly. Then what you're supposed to do, you have to check now whether the line whatever you have drawn is exactly correct or not. And then they'll measure from this center. This is my center. From here to here it will be 3 meter. From here to here it will be 4 meter. If you want, let me write it here. This will be 3 meter. This will be 4 meter. You can do it anywhere. It's not, there's no hard and fast rule. You have to do it here only. Anywhere it can be done. And then when you measure the diagonal, that is from the end of this string, you're able to understand this is the end of the string to the end of this string. If you measure, you have to get 5. You have to get 5 meter or whatever it may be. I mean 5 meter or 5 centimeter, whatever it may be. Okay. So if it is happening in this way, that means whatever grid lines you have kept, it's exactly correct, and you can go ahead with this. Okay, this is one way of doing. This is what we do 3 4 5 method. The second is that you have to check the diagonals also. The diagonal in the sense, whenever in the I'll delete the other part. So in the structural drawings, okay, what will happen? Okay, let me delete all the grid lines. Yeah. So to understand that in a better way, so in the structural drawing, they are going to give this end to end distance, isn't it? Now if I see from this outer to outer, from the outer of the footing to this outer, how much is the distance? From this outer to this outer, what is the distance? It is 32 feet exactly. Okay, and then let me do it from here. Yeah, from here to here, how much it is? It is 32 feet. And also from here to here, how much it is? It is mentioned here in the drawing. It is mentioned, you can see it here. I'll mark it. See, it's mentioned 58 feet 6 inch, and here it is 32 feet, isn't it? So on practically when they do it on the side, no, again they'll measure this diagonal. They'll measure the, okay, they'll measure this diagonal from footing outside. It has to be outside of the footing, here to here. What is the diagonal? Again 32 square plus 58 feet 6 inch square. Whatever answer you get, no, that should match here. So this is the distance. This is that distance. So if it is matching, that means whatever center line marking you have done on the side, it is practically correct. So these are the basic checks that you are supposed to do. Got it up to here? And then after that, it's obviously it is very simple. Whatever is my center line, this is my center point. From here the offset is given, that is from this center line to this side you have to mark 3 feet 1.5 inch. From this center to here you have to mark 3 feet 10.5 inch. Then from this center to the right you have to mark how much, it is not mentioned, but we know that overall it is 6 feet. And from this center to this side it is 4 feet 1.5 inch. Out of this 6 feet, if I deduct 4 feet 1.5 inch, I am going to get this distance, isn't it? So in this way you are going to do the center line marking on the side. Forget about the extra space. Don't consider extra space now. Will make you understand when to add that working space. If you understand this, working space addition is very simple, right? I hope this much concepts are clear. Now we'll get into the video of this. So first these people will keep all those stones, the grid lines what I mentioned, right? So you can see this guy, no, he's keeping the stone. Whatever I explained, no, the same practically you will try to see it here. So video will be for a very long duration. you can speed up the lecture just in case if you want. So this is how it's nailing it. Okay, anywhere you can nail it, provided when you keep center to center, it has to be the same dimension what is mentioned in the structural drawing. So he's going in this direction. Let me pause for a while and I'll explain you in which direction he is going, so that you can relate that with the structural drawing. Okay. Okay, so I'll pause it here. So this direction what he has taken, no, he has come to this direction. See, he's right now he's taking this direction. He started marking from here. Yeah, he started marking from here, which is the outer one here. Yeah, from here, and he's going all the way till here. Okay, and what is that distance? It has to be how much? 32 feet. It has to be 32 feet. Okay, this is what he is doing practically on the site. So we'll try to see that. Okay, I'll go a bit forward. So now he has kept the stone, isn't it? And how much we got in the structural drawing? It was 32 feet. Now exactly on the 32 feet, he'll nail it. I mean, he can nail it anywhere, but when you keep the stone, make sure you are keeping the distance to 32 feet. Yeah, you can see this 32 feet written. Yeah, just observe there. Yeah, exactly. Got it? So it is 32 feet, isn't it? So this center is 32 feet exactly. So in the same way, if you understand this, the rest remains very simple. Just try to keep the stone wherever is a distance, and that is how you have to prepare the center line. Okay. In this way, he is going to do it for all the grid lines, like we had A, B, C, D, E, F, isn't it? In the same way, we had it for 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, we'll go forward a bit. Next, from here, whatever measurement is taking, that is to the other side. First, you see this is on the other side. Okay, I'll pause here for a while and I'll show you what measurement is trying to take. Yeah, now he has kept it here, and from this center, okay, from this center he has come here. He is going to mark this outer. So this outer here you want to mark, or he can come up to here. Okay, that means outer it is 58 feet 6 inch minus 4 feet 9 inch will give you this center, because the 58 feet 5 inch 58 feet 6 inch what you can see, it is from this outer to outer. We don't want that outer to outer, we want from center to center, isn't it? So that is why if you observe, this is outer. Okay, this is the outer, but we want the distance from the center, because this is the center, you can see it here. We want from here. So how do you get this additional distance? You can see from here to here, it is mentioned here. It is 4 feet it is mentioned 4 feet 9 inch. So I'll deduct from 58 feet 6 inch minus 4 feet 9 inch. Whatever answer you get, that is a marking this guy is doing on the ground. How much it's coming? He's taken 48 feet 2 inch. Okay. Okay, so in this way you have to do the marking of them. I hope you have got an idea exactly how it has to be done. We'll go a step forward. So in this way everywhere you have to keep the stone. Okay, and similarly you have to do the marking. And like I mentioned, once you keep all the stone, then with the help of a thread you have to tie the grid lines in the perpendicular direction, like A1, A2, A3, like B1 and all. No, in this way you have to try to tie it with the help of a thread. So that is what this guy is doing. We'll go a bit forward. Nothing is missing, don't worry. I'll teach you whatever is supposed to be taught here. So this requires a bit experience, okay, but you have got an idea. So if you have some of your senior or someone, they can guide you and you can do this. It's not a rocket science here, but only through experience it will be easy for you to understand. Okay, so why they have kept one more stone here? Because I want to put the line in this direction, isn't it? So that is why he has kept a stone here. There is no hard and fast rule that you have to keep it here only. You can keep it anywhere. And why he has crossed it? Because again he don't want to start the thread from here. Okay, that is why whatever thread he has brought it from here, no, the same thread he has passed it here, and from here he has taken it. Because later when you want to do the alignment, no, then it's quite difficult for you. That is why the same thread we are going to give it here. Because so why they are doing it? Because to after some time, no, you have to move this stone here and there. So that is why the same thread they have passed it here. Okay. And this is a place where they are going to do that 3 4 5 method, and we'll see that how it has to be done. Okay, they are going to tie it here. We'll go a bit forward. Yeah, a bit forward. Yeah, now once that is done, now you have to check whether the line whatever you have put now, is it perpendicular, is not, whether it is perpendicular or not. So this is called as right angle, right? You can see why it is right angle, because it has 90 degrees, isn't it? From here to here, this angle what is created, no, this angle what is created, it is a 90-degree angle. So we call this as a right angle. They'll keep it here so that you will check whether this particular line, whether this particular grid line and this particular grid line, whether they are exactly at 90 degree, whether they are exactly perpendicular or not. That is why we are making use of this right angle, and they'll try to check it. If it's not exactly, then you have to move the stone a bit here and there, so that exactly you are going to get that 90 degree. Very simple. See, now look at that guy on the other side. Okay, he's just moving the stone on this side, I mean on the either side, so that this person will confirm him whether the line is exactly 90. He's telling to keep it on the left side, and now you can see exactly, see the small gap here, no? It's not 90 degree. Now it's okay a bit. So he's trying to move here and there. So now almost there's alignment. So just you have to lift it and drop it once. Okay, so now you can see almost it is 90 degree, right? So you can see now, look at the line. This line is exactly 90 degree. It's not tilted in this way, isn't it? There is no gap also. Exactly, it is at 90 degree. So that means whatever marking you are done is a correct marking, and your lines are perpendicular. So that guy will move here and there, and this guy will confirm him. So this is a bit time consuming, but you have to be very accurate here, because if you make a mistake here itself, then entire structure is going to, you know, get displaced later, and it will be very difficult for you to do the column marking and all later. So you have to be a bit careful in this particular. area. And now whatever I was mentioning about the 3 4 5 method, isn't it? Look at this guy, he has just fixed that thread there, and then on the other side also he is going to fix a thread, and then they will check that 3 4 5 method. So now the question is that, is it that all the time you have to take 3 4 5 method? Nothing. You can take 4 5 6, you can take 6 7 8. Only the thing is you should know how to put that hypotenuse formula, that is Pythagoras theorem. So in the local construction, people don't have that much knowledge to apply the Pythagoras theorem and all. So for them it's a thumb rule, 3 4 5. If you take 3 and if you take 4 on the other side, that is your diagonal should be 5. That is why it is called as 3 4 5 method. You can take any number provided you know how to calculate the Pythagoras theorem. If you take 10 11 12, then 10 square into 11 square, you do that, whatever answer you get, under root of that should get the other answer to you. Okay, so now he is keeping it here. Now we'll measure this. So this is how much for us. We'll see how much this guy is taking. Okay, he's keeping it for okay, anyhow I don't know what exactly dimension is taking, but just understand it's a 3 4 5 method. Whatever length let him take. I don't remember exactly what was taken there, but anyhow the logic remains the same, that is 3 4 5. He might have taken 3 here. Now let him take the 4 meter, but when you do the diagonal it has to be 5. So you can see that he is tying a small thread over there. So he's setting that. Okay, maybe on the 4 meter is checking. Yeah, okay, he's putting it on 6 meter. Okay, he is putting, it's not 6 meter. Yeah, so there he had put for 8, here it was 6. We'll see what what answer he is looking for now. Now he's checking the diagonal. Okay, you got an idea? Let me pause it for a while. Yeah, now whatever concept I had explained you, the same you can see it here. So let us say this was one distance from here to here. From here to here we had, yeah, from, we'll do it here, one distance. We had taken second distance from here to here. Now when you measure the diagonal you should get that. Okay, this should be your diagonal, it should match. Now let us say this was 3 meter for me. For time being I'm considering this to be 3 meter, and let us consider this was 4 for me, and this diagonal I should get as 5 meter. Okay, that is a concept. Now we'll see practically how these people are doing it. Yeah, so I did a small calculation. I'll tell you why. Now just look here, this guy is getting 10, isn't it? So what these people took is, I'll draw it here. So these people had taken this distance, and this distance. Okay, these people had taken it as 6 8 and 6 and 8. They had taken this distance to be 6 meter and this distance to be 8 meter, and this distance you are supposed to get 10. How is that so? Very simple, it's a Pythagoras. So just multiply 6 square, 6 into 6, okay, and plus 8 into 8 into 8. So do this manually. 6 6 are 36 and 8 8 are 64, and 64 plus 36 comes out to be 100. And for the 100, if I put the square root, I'll write sqrt square root of 100. How much it comes out to be? 10. Very simple. So that is why you can see practically what these people are trying to do. They're trying exactly on, they're getting a 10 there. Okay, so that means whatever alignment they had kept it, no, it is correct. Just in case if you was not getting 10 there, then you just have to try to align those laterite stone here and there, so that exactly you are going to get a 10 here. So this is a basic check. If once this check is done, on the other side whatever stones we are supposed to keep, no, we'll try to keep those stones as well. So again on the other side he's doing the marking. Okay, I hope by this time you're developed an idea how exactly the center line marking has to be done. Now again try to keep the stones, and also you know now which side is doing, try to confirm that. So now this guy is doing on the other side. That means now they are doing this one again, the 32 feet one. Okay, this distance they are trying to measure. Okay, and what all distance he needs? He needs center to center. That means from this column center to this column center he needs a distance which is 14 feet 6 inch, and again from this column to this column center he needs a distance, okay, which is again 4 feet plus 5 feet. You add it and again you add 4 feet. So this is the distance what he requires. Other than that, he can even do the marking from here to here also. From this grid to this grid it is 4 feet, he will do the marking. From this grid to this grid it is 5 feet 8 inch. Okay, see it's written here 5 feet 8 inch, 4 feet half inch, and from this grid to this center it is 4 feet half inch. So in this way you have to look into the drawing, and the same execution is implemented practically on the site. So again whatever measurement was there, no, based on that he is trying to keep those stones. We'll go a bit forward. So it's a 32 feet, isn't it? It's written 32. Can you see it? Okay, it's 32. Now if I go back to the drawing, like I mentioned, it should be 32. We were looking at this particular region, isn't it? That is, he has taken the outer of the footing. He is doing outer to outer. That is fine. Outer of the footing to this outer of the footing he is doing, and he has got 32 feet. Just in case if you're doing to the center to center, you can even deduct this 1 feet 10.5 inch and this 1 feet 10.5 inch. Then you are going to get center to center. Usually we have to do center to center. Few people do outer to outer, but at the end of the day you get the same thing, right? Yeah. So similarly on the other side also you have to do it. Now on this side is doing. Now which side is doing? Try to understand. Yeah, right. So on the back side, right, that is the distance what is trying to do. You should get 47 feet 1.5 inch, and based on that he has kept the stone over there. Again you have to tie it. The thread will be tied and it will be taken to all the grid to grid distance. Okay, so this is that junction. Now for example, so this center point, no, this is a grid intersection. Let us say this is a grid and this is one grid. wherever this A and 1 is meeting, no, this center point on the same drawing, that is that one. Like for example, let us consider, okay, this is A grid and this is 1 grid. Where this exactly it is meeting? This center, isn't it? This center, and practically on the side, see, that is a center what it is meeting. Okay, so I'll go a bit forward. It's the same thing you have to do. Okay, just is measuring that center to center distance of other grids. How much it's showing? It's showing 4 feet, isn't it? 4 feet and a half inch. You can see this is 4 feet and this is 1 inch. Okay, so this is 4 feet. If he is exactly at the center, half inch. So which is that in the drawing? According to the drawing, so it is here. He is marking this particular line. You can see from this grid to this grid, what it is written? It is mentioned 4 feet and half inch, isn't it? And same you can see what this people has done, what this guy has done, 4 feet and half inch is here. Okay, similarly he'll do it for the other one. This also we'll see. So what should be this distance? So it is 4 feet, this is 5 feet here, and it is 5 feet 7 and a half inch, I mean 5 feet 8 inch it is. Okay, so it is 5 feet 8 inch, and in the drawing, let me see. Yeah, you can see it here. This is that 5 feet 8 inch marking what he has done, grid to this grid. And then last is 4 feet half inch. Again he is going to do that 4 feet half inch marking after that. Yeah, this center to here. They had done a small mistake, I guess. That is why he's shifting the stone now. Okay, nothing will change because we wanted 4 feet half inch, isn't it? So 28. Okay, 28 feet 3. This is overall. Okay, 28 feet 3 inch. This is the overall distance what they have taken. Yeah, so got it, no? In this way you have to arrange it. So I'll go a bit forward. So throughout the building you have to adjust all these stones, and finally I'll show you how it looks. Now you can see. So this is, see, finally you can see here 4 feet half inch. It has to, they have to extend it here. Okay, slowly they have to move the stone a bit. So you can see now all these grid lines are set up. See, 1 2 here, and 1 2 3 4 5, and on this direction, and also in this direction. So on all the 4 sides, no, this grid lines you have to set up in this way. So it is 5 feet 8 inch, right? So again 5 feet 8 inch marking they have done. Again here also. This is exactly again 4 feet half inch. So they are marking this 4 feet half inch. You can see it, no? Yeah. So I'm going a bit forward. Okay. Yeah. So throughout it they are going to do the same thing. Yeah, now you will get a clear idea. This is what they are supposed to get. 48 feet is outer, center to center they are supposed to get 48 feet, and the same thing they have done it. Whatever I've explained, you try to understand that here slight variation may happen. Okay, sometimes what will happen, they have to adjust it. Okay, so 48 feet on both the sides they have done it. I'll go forward so that I can show you all the complete thing once it is done. Yeah, now all the things have been done. Now they're stretching that line dory and trying to tie it everywhere, wherever you have nailed it, no, wherever you have put the nail. So on each perpendicular direction, whatever was your grid line, the same thing, your line dory, that is a thread, it will represent the grid line now. So now you'll get an idea. All these are the grid lines. Okay, A, B, C, D, and whatever it may be. Okay. So this is how your grid lines looks finally. Okay, this itself is a time consuming. Once you set all these things, everything is ready. Now everywhere we have got the center point, and now just looking at the drawing, you have to mark it. Yeah, see now try to understand here. This is that center line, center point. Now first they are trying to mark this particular footing. They are marking this particular footing. That means they have got this center point. Now from here to here, it is mentioned in the drawing, that is from this center to here it has to be 3 feet 1.5 inch. From here to here it has to be 3 feet 10.5 inch. Similarly from here to here outer it is how much? It is 4 feet 1.5 inch, and this is not mentioned, but we know out of 6 feet, if I remove 4 feet half inch, whatever is rest, that I'm going to get this distance, right? Yeah, now I mentioned about the working space. Usually in the local construction, what these people do is, no, they don't take a extra space, which is not a right way to do in a multinational company. We don't work in that way. In the multinational company, like I mentioned, you have to take that offset, as I mentioned in the previous lecture. What is that offset? That is yeah, we'll do in this way. I'll take a different color. So this offset, first offset will be for your PCC offset on both the side, and PCC offset we have to take 100 mm or 75. If it is 100 mm, it comes out to be 4 inches, and after that you are supposed to put the working space, which is 300 mm, which comes out to be 12 inches or 1 feet. So this is your offset for the working space, and this is your offset for the working space. So finally, in the same way, I'll do it on the other side as well. Also, this is PCC offset on this side, PCC offset on this side. Okay, just understand. And then for this thing, which is that working space, let us say from here to here it is working space, and from here to here working space. Now if I try to put the marking practically on the side, how the marking should look, let me do that. So your marking will be, I'll take from here. Okay, this is outer, no, and this is also outer. So this will be the marking practically on the ground. Okay, but right now in the local construction, what these people do is, they don't do all these things. They directly take whatever is mentioned here. That means whatever is there, no, here, that is 3 feet and 3 feet 10.5 inch. This only marking they are going to do. This, yeah, this marking only they are going to do it on the side. Okay, they are not going to change anything. But what they will do is, once that, I'll explain it here. Yeah, so how do I explain that? Okay, roughly I'll explain it. Okay, so but what these people do is, yeah, okay, once they do the excavation, this is how they do excavation. But when they go in the bottom, no, in the bottom they'll try to excavate some extra space in the bottom, if you're able to understand. And in this way, in the bottom they are going to reach this working space and the PCC offset. So in the bottom they are going to do that. Initially they are going to cut in the same way. So in the local construction this is how they follow, and also they don't put the shuttering for the footing. I'll explain you what exactly I'm trying to tell. What do you mean by they are not putting the shuttering for the footing, and directly they'll pour the concrete. This is how they practice in the local construction. Even in my place they practice the same thing. So they don't do this working space. But practically when we work for the bigger companies, like I mentioned, when we work for MNC companies and all, we are not supposed to work in this way. See, we have to give the working space. You can see, this is the working space, this is the working space here, working space here, and working space here. So this is how we are supposed to do it. Okay, I hope you are able to understand what I'm trying to tell. But here don't get confused, they'll mark exactly what is there in the drawing, and once they do the excavation, at the time of excavation they'll excavate some extra space in the bottom layer and not from the top. Now from the center he'll take the marking. Okay, he is marking that whatever was there in the drawing. No, let us say it is 3 feet and also 3 feet on this side. From the center is marking that. The same drawing he is having it. Okay, whatever drawing I'm explaining you. The same thing he'll do on the other side also. Okay, now this is called as plumb bob. With the plumb bob we'll get exactly the like what is the use of this plumb bob. See, now you actually want a line from here to the ground. So with this plumb bob you can directly transfer that line, otherwise it's difficult for you to transfer the line. No? With the help of the plumb bob you just have to drop it. It will make a small dent here. Okay, it will make a small mark here. Okay, and that mark itself will transfer this line to the ground. And whatever is mentioned in the drawing, from the center line, let us say you have to take 2 feet on that side and 2 feet on this side. Same thing is marking it on the ground. Again, this is a practice what we do in the local construction. But if again, as I mentioned, when we work in bigger companies, we get a surveyor. A surveyor is going to come and is going to give us the center point, and after that we are going to do, which is the right way of doing. Here what will happen, slight variation will happen since we are doing it manually, right? And when you work for a very long period of time, your efficiency also will come down. So slight error will happen, but that is okay, no issues with that. But in big company we don't want that error to happen, since we have a lot of quality control, we have quality control engineer and all. So that is why we make use of a surveyor. A surveyor will come, he will give this center point, whatever marking he has done, no? And then from there easily with the help of tape we can do the marking. There also we have to make use of tape, but provided the error what is going to come, that is less when a surveyor comes and gives the marking. Okay, I'll try to run a bit. I'll go forward, I'll give you a clear picture, okay, so that you'll get exactly how it is done. Yeah, so we'll watch from here. I hope they'll complete one complete footing. You can see the marking, this is the outer edge. Okay, this marking, this marking, this marking, and this marking, these are the 4 outer edge. And now he has to just mark that, he has to align that both the ends, so that you'll get the complete size of the footing. right? So I hope you have got an idea how this is exactly done. I've shown you for one footing the same procedure. I'll go a bit. I've shown you for one footing the same procedure. You have to do it for the other footing as well. Okay, it is a bit time consuming, but that's how you have to proceed. So if you're working in big company, like I mentioned, the surveyor will give this center point, and once he gives this center point, again sometimes what they do is they'll give outer point also. Sometimes the surveyor will give this outer point. He'll give you this outer point. He'll give you this outer point. Okay, then he'll give you this outer point sometimes, and also they will give this outer point. So when they give in this outer point, it's again very simple. We just have to align this line. Okay, we have to align this one, we have to align this one, and again we have to align these 2 points. Done, your footing will be ready. So it depends how the surveyor is going to give the point, but as a civil engineers we should be knowing both the methods, manually how it is done and also with the help of a total station. So I'll go a bit forward. That's how you are supposed to do. You can see another footing is also ready here. Okay, so this is the first footing, it is F1 footing. Again same thing, with the help of this plumb bob will transfer the level, and then you are going to do the marking. Again they have finished one more footing here. Got it, right? So see, one footing, two footing, this is my third footing, they have done it here. Then another footing, fourth one. Okay, so again this is on the next day. We couldn't complete this on the previous day since it was already evening by the time we did 3-4 footings. So it's on the very next day we have started doing this. Okay, and see, you can see, no, I hope by this time you have developed an idea how it has to be done. Concepts, if you understood it can be done. If you practice 1 or 2 projects in your nearby areas or maybe at your workplace, you will become expert in this. Only the thing is the 3, 4, 5 method you need to understand. Once you align that, rest everything will come on its own. Anyhow, in the upcoming lectures I have taken one more project, there I will show you. Again, once you do it here, no, while at the time of placing the concrete, but at the time of placing the column starter, there also we require this. I'll explain there also how it has to be done. Again there will teach you how the diagonal has to be checked and even the 3, 4, 5 method again. Okay, I'll try to run a bit. Let me go completely to the last part. Yeah, so this is that kind of a combined footing what I had. Now whatever is marking it here, no, so this is that particular portion what is doing. Yeah, this portion. Okay, this portion is trying to do it now. Okay, rest all these things 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, all these footings are done. This particular footing is doing it now. We'll see that. Again same thing, there's no much logic required here. Whatever dimensions is given, based on that you are going to do it. So you can see the shape coming, almost you're getting that shape. Yeah, almost it is done. We have got the same shape on the ground. Yeah, you can see it, no, the same shape we have got it. So in the local construction what will happen, see, one thing you need to understand, whatever stones we have kept it here, no, you have to cement it. That means you have to place the cement and you have to fix it, because once you do the excavation, again at the time of placing the concrete at the time of placing the column reinforcement, you again require to put this center line. That is why you have to fix it. You cannot simply keep it, otherwise again you have to redo the work again. That is why once you place all these things, no, we'll cement this. Cement in the sense we have to fix it. Okay, so if you mix cement and sand mortar, and if you fix it, it will stay there. And again you should not allow the cows and all, no, to pass through that, because if they pass, again that will get dislocated, so again it will be difficult for you later. So finally you can see the same marking has come. Right now whatever you are seeing, this kind of arrangement, footing arrangement,